Hello, hello, my amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. So hold on to your hats because it's time for
T
liftoff.
minus 10,
10,
9,
9,
8,
8,
7,
7, 6,
6,
5,
5, 4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2.
1,
There we go.
0. Ignition.
Here we go, folks.
Liftoff.
We're gonna do this.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
We're going to feel the forces of gravity, G forces. Get ready. There it is.
Hold on to your hats.
Faster than the speed of light.
Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio.
It's a show with no name on radio.
Let's go.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, come on. Let's go. That's right, folks. That's right. Welcome to another exciting edition of the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Wow, we've got an amazing show lined up for you today. We're going to laugh. We're going to play. We're going to sing. We're going to make friends. We're going to challenge each other. We're going to encourage each other. And since I know you were in good hands with my buddy Fitz, I know he warmed you guys up. Os ha ido calentando esos motores. Yeah, the same way when we wake up and we can barely speak, pre-coffee. Well, we got to warm up in English. I always tell my students, I said, I got to warm up in my own language first, and then I can warm up in Spanish. I'm sure many of you can probably hear in my voice that I'm a little bit under the weather. I'll be fine, so don't worry about me at all. You know what? I'm surprised I didn't catch something sooner. Why? Well, my daughter brings stuff home every day. And I don't mean toys. Well, yeah, she brings home some paintings and arts and crafts, manualidades that she does. But also, she brings home viruses. Yeah. Let's pronounce that word together. Virus. I know you spell it the same. You say virus. We say virus. Well, my daughter brings home every virus under the sun. There, I can see the viruses bouncing off the walls here at my house. So it was just a matter of time. Era cuestión de tiempo that I was going to get a little bit congested. Again, I'm fine. It's not enough for me to take the day off work, but you'll have to bear with me because, well, firstly, I can't hear too well out of my ears. So it's what we call in English a head cold. Un resfriado en la cabeza. You know what I mean? So like where you feel clogged up. That's a good word to know as well. Tapado. You're clogged up. So it comes with the territory. It's par for the course. Say it however you will. I'll be fine. I'm more worried about my daughter because, well, as I said, this has been a really tough winter for her. But I also think that once she turns 4 or 5 years old, her body will know how to fight off, defenderse de, to fight off or luchar contra these everyday viruses. Y everyday siendo una palabra, cotidianas, las que pillamos todos, right? The unavoidable, inevitable ones, you can say, is inevitable. You can say inevitable. And those ones, I mean, how many? I got to tell you, there's not one winter that's gone by that I haven't gotten at least a cold. So I'm not too worried about it. I felt worse. I felt better. And if I always keep that in mind, then I'm always happy. I am extremely happy to be here with you guys because I know you guys are going to make me feel better. You're going to make me forget that I don't feel too well today. And you know what Freddie Mercury always said, the show must go on. And today, guys, even though, aunque I'm under the weather, pachuchillo, we're going to bring the magic. That's right. Oh, I didn't want to do the drum roll, but I'll tell you what, why don't we kick off with our first section, which is always a little music to get us going, to get us in a good mood. So everybody get up. If you can, if you're listening right now, I can't because I won't be in front of the microphone. But if you can, get up right now and boogie. And boogie is another way to say bailar, because it's time for today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Pop quiz. Come on. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Come on. Yeah. 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 Pop quiz. Yeah. Pop quiz. Yeah. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. That's right. It's our pop quiz. And as I always tell you, make sure you're following Vaughn, not just to do well on this section, because I always get the content for the pop quiz from Vaughn's social media, from Tosh or Kyle, you know, one of the Vaughn radio presenters, or from one of my own posts. So follow along. Also, this will give you an idea of what's going on in the Vaughn world. As I told you guys, we've got a couple good things. The book fair, it seems like it's miles and miles or maybe even light years away, but it isn't. The book fair is going to be kicking off, the Madrid Book Fair, May 26th. That's the first day. That's the kickoff, the inauguration. And June 11th is the last day. And the reason I'm telling you so far in advance is you're going to want to be here. It's going to be fun. And, well, we've got a lot of exciting things planned for this book fair. So hopefully you guys will be able to make it. It's the kickoff. I always think of the book fair, too, as the kickoff to our summer season. Also, remember, up in March, you'll be able to get tested. No, I don't mean for viruses or anything like that. No, not at Vaughn. You'll be able to test your English with the Oxford Test of English at any of our Vaughn centers. Here's a little more information. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant.
That's right, folks. It is brilliant. Oxford, we've also teamed up with Alexa on Amazon. We've got a Disney collection. It comes out every Saturday. I'm going to get the whole collection. You can bet your bottom dollar. I'm definitely getting my hands on all of them because I missed a couple of them because I was traveling. but I've been told that eventually, a la larga, which should be hopefully soon, you'll be able to get the whole Disney Vaughn collection. And some more magical news, as if that wasn't, magical enough. Ximena Holiday is returning to Vaughn Radio with her program, Test Your English. It's right after the show with no name. So you'll be able to hear Ximena back on the air, and you'll be able to meet her at the book fair. Again, the dates are May 26th to June 11th, and I'm referring to the Madrid Book Fair in 2023. Also, another event in Madrid, if you can make it. It is Chris Valrol said she's coming, and I know she's coming from a different city, and she says that she's going to be here. I know a lot of other people are going to be here. Ximena, I think, is going to attend. This is March 1st, and I'm talking about the trivia night, our monthly trivia night. And the next one is March 1st, 2023. It's hosted by Guy Williams. So get ready to form an amazing team, because you'll need a really good team to get his questions. It's March 1st, and it's at the same place as always. It's Roll Madrid. It's Calle de Amaniel 23. Mark your calendars, March 1st, then May 26th to June 11th. You've got the book fair. As of this March, in a couple weeks, you'll be able to do the Oxford Test of English. If you were curious where you are on the scale, you'll be able to find that out. Again, if you want more information, the best way to go about it is to go to our website, grupovon.com. If you're looking for materials, you can go to vontienda.com. And if you just want to, find out more about Vaughn and get some content every day for free, you can follow us on social media. And folks, remember, if you can't tune into these shows live, because I know we've got a lot of people who don't tune in live. And again, because you can't, right? You're working. It's 10:30s. I get it. But I get so many messages from people who say, listen, I'm not there, but I'm there. So a shout out to all of you guys who are out there every day doing it, even though you're doing it a little bit later or the next day. We love you just the same. And I think I speak on behalf of all of us. This is one big English class, one big community, one big family. And it's not just the people who are live every day. There are a lot of people who are here making, the show with no name popular, and for your Ingles as well. And speaking of for your Ingles, that's today's pop quiz. Last week's episode of For Your Ingles, FYI, my self-produced podcast, was on the topic of the 7 wonders, the 7 ancient wonders of the world. You know what you have to do? Easy. Tell me, what are the 7 ancient wonders of the world? We'll see if you were paying attention. Now, if you don't remember, you can look them up. But remember, use full sentences. I will expect that, right? The 7 wonders are, right? The 7 ancient wonders. Y fijaos, no digo ancient, digo ancient, no ancient, ancient. All right, you know what? I'm missing something here. Maybe it's some vitamin C, quizás sea vitamina C, or maybe it's just a beat. Yeah, there it is. So today's pop quiz. Can you tell us the 7 wonders? Me pregunto. I wonder if you can tell us about the 7 wonders. All right. Let's take a look at what we've got over here from our amigos. Oh, happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Laura, she says, good morning and happy. There she is, sending lots of love. She says, good morning and happy Valentine's Day. Beautiful show with no namers. Let's spend a magical couple of hours together. I agree, Laura, and just the fact that you're here makes it all the more magical. There's Monse. She says, morning, guys. Happy V-Day, y'all. Victory Day? No. Bueno, también es V-Day. Oh. if you make a mistake there, people will be like, you mean Victory Day and the World War? So happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Jay says, what's good, Double A? Just chilling like a villain. Getting ready to challenge you guys like crazy. Let's see. Kubla says, morning, brothers from another mother and sisters from another mister. Oh, yeah. This is what we call our best friends. My brother from another mother, my sister from another mister. Talking about our sister from another mister, there's Chris Valrol. She says, good morning, Alberto and mates. Thank God you're young and strong, Alberto. Oh, yeah, that's why. I didn't even want to tell you guys. Honestly, I don't like the sympathy thing. Oh, poor guy. So I didn't want to tell you guys, but since you're going to hear it in my voice, you know what I mean? Half the time, if I'm not feeling well, I just prefer to keep it to myself. Well, there's enough bad news out there, right? You don't need me complaining. Oh, I got a headache. But since you're going to hear it in my voice today, and you might hear me clear my throat a few times, well, I just wanted to give you a heads up. Un aviso. Oh, and another heads up. Otro aviso. Make sure you follow me and follow Tash Pasqua on social media. Tash Pasqua, the host of Back to Basics, because if you follow both of us, you're going to get at least one video a day on social media. One video class a day, aside from Back to Basics and the Show with No Name and FYI and all the other resources you have at your fingertips. Jay Lima says, a bad seed never dies. You'll be fine. Oh, I would never in a million years think that a cold would kill me. Hey, if I get killed by a cold, it means I'm really old or I'm in really bad shape. So that's why, as I said, I didn't even want to tell you guys. I'm cool. I'm fine. I'll be great. Laura says, the first years of school, it's inevitable. Stay strong, right? Absolutely. Yeah, well, listen, how do you learn to swim? By, flailing your arms in the air. And how do you learn to ride a bike? By, falling over to one side. You gotta, practice stuff until it becomes second nature. Hey, wait, that sounds like English, doesn't it? There's Born to Iron Man. And he says, rise and shine, friends. What's up? Kubla, don't fret, Double A. We aren't fair weather friends. We'll stand by you no matter what nano creatures maraud your abode. Kubla, if your goal is to use big vocabulary, you are. But as I said the other day, if your goal is to sound natural, well, you got to restructure that. I know what you're doing, and it's great. You're showing off your vocabulary, but you would never say that in a normal situation. So, again, just be careful. You don't want to sound like a robot or a machine, like, or like you're narrating a documentary, right? But great words nonetheless. I'm not going to take a look at them because they're not as common. But I love the one we looked at yesterday. I'm glad you used it. Your fair weather friends. And thank you to stand by me, estar a tu lado. Well, the other option is to cancel the show. So I got to do it, folks. Because if I cancel the show, I'll just be sitting here feeling sorry for myself. Y todo vuelve a esto, eh? That's why I don't like telling people I don't feel well or if I have a problem, because I'm not the kind of person who wants to feel so, oh, poor me. I hate that. I don't like it in other people's. I don't like it in myself. Oh, poor me. So sorry, that wasn't my intention, folks. My intention was just to excuse myself because you're going to hear some snot. What? Snot. Mocos. Let's see. Roberto says, hi, I'm seeing you from Loja, Ecuador. Yeah. Wow, Roberto. Here it's 4:50 a.m. Right now I'm going running. Greetings Roberto, you are a superhero. You're not an English student. You're not an English explorer. You are not even an adventurer. You're a superhero. You're up at 4:50 a.m. at the ass crack of dawn, para darle énfasis. The crack of dawn es, no, pero ass crack es la raja del culo. At the ass crack of dawn, 4:50 a.m., to go for a run and improve your English. See why it's not good to feel sorry for yourself? Roberto, you feel sorry for yourself? I didn't think so. You don't seem like the type. You strike me as the kind of guy who doesn't make excuses. Am I right, Roberto? You strike me. Me das la sensación. Te percibo como. Excellent. That's dedication. There's my dad. There's more dedication. You guys, you're on a different continent. It's amazing. You know, I hate to sound like a boomer, but it's amazing that we can see each other and we can connect from. It is, though. It is. It really is. Diego Alonso says, Don Diego, excuse me. Don Diego says, good morning, Alberto, family and friends. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York. What's up? There's Nihad. Nihad says, good morning, beautiful people. What's up, Nihad? All right, Nihad. Let's see. He's going to take a stab at the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The 7 wonders of the world are the Taj Mahal. Well, I'm talking about the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This is a modern wonder. Remember, you'll see on the episodes, if you haven't listened to the FYI episodes, there are lots of wonders lists. O sea, hay muchísimas listas. Y cada país hace su, y ponen 5 de los suyos, right? But I'm talking about the original 7 wonders, the ancient wonders, right? On the episode, you'll see we talk about all different kinds of wonders, right? We'll talk about the engineering wonders. We'll talk about the new wonders, which were voted on. So the Taj Mahal, that's in the new ones. The Colosseum, you're giving us some good new ones, Nihad. These are good. I like them. But these are not the ancient wonders. The ancient wonders. Okay, here he is. Here's our buddy over here. See? I'm telling you, it's not just about getting it right. It's about getting it really right. So you guys did well, because you got the new 7 wonders, many of you. But the first one to give us the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it looks like this person has dotted their I's and crossed their T's. Folks, a nice, huge round of applause for Jay Lima. Wow. Jay Lima, also Laura, excellent job. Those are the ancient 7 wonders. Yeah, the Taj Mahal, the Colosseum, if you look at these in retrospect to Greek times, well, they're more modern. But, all right, here's a trick question. Well, no, it's an easy one. Now that we know the 7 wonders, only one of these ancient 7 wonders is still standing. That's what makes them even crazier. And some of them, there's a debate whether they even existed, because they were described as like the hanging gardens of Babylon. There are people like, okay, yeah, but we don't really have like physical evidence, right? We there were gardens, but were they the way they described them in literature? And some of them, obviously, there was at least some kind of there were some kind of remnants, no, algo que quedaba. And the number one killer of 7 wonders, this is crazy, of wonders in general, Mother Nature, la naturaleza. Oh yeah, I didn't think so too. I'm like, oh man, they ruined it. They tore it down. Lo derrumbaron, o de guerra. You know, it was war torn. No, a lot of times it was an earthquake, right? So if you want to find out more, you can go on over to For Your Inglés. Last week's episode is on the 7 wonders. I start off talking about the 7 ancient wonders, And then we talk about the other lists a little bit as well. But great job. Oh, and the only one standing, I've got to give you the answer. The only one of the original 7 ancient wonders that's still standing is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Doesn't that make you want to go there even more? I haven't been, so doing this episode made me really, really want to get to Egypt. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. I can't believe it. We've just flown through the first part of today's show. We'll be right back with tons more, so stick around. Hey, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, we've got a lot of challenges up ahead. We are English explorers, and right now we were just exploring the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Laura says it's the Pyramid of Giza, and I'm lucky enough to have visited it. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Laura, I'm not a jealous person, but it's high on my list. My wife's been as well. She took a cruise down the Nile. But me, I'm still in denial. I'm still in denial. Sigo negándolo. Denial. El río Nilo. All right. Guys, I'll cut it out. Acabo con esto. I'll cut it out. Basta. Cut it out with those jokes, man. Save them for the You're Joking section. I'll do that. Don't forget, guys, download our free app. And this way you can listen to all our amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio. Oh, yeah. All right, well, folks, it's time for today's Say What? Say what? That's right, amigos. It's the Say What soundbite on the show with no name. This is where you'll hear someone else's voice. It's not the same. All right, amigos. All right, it's the Say What soundbite section. Here, you're going to hear a famous person speaking, and you guys have to figure out who it is. But more importantly, I want you to give me a summary of what you heard. Una resumen. Give me a summary of what you heard in your own words, en tus propias palabras. But by the end of the show, after all 4 chances, or maybe if you can do it after 2 or 3, I want it word for word. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. What? And I want it now. Folks, here it is. This is the Say What soundbite for the first time.
7 days a week, I have more fun here working than anybody can have on a golf course or any sport you can name. Every minute here is something new, something keeps you alert because you're competing with the best brains in the United States.
All right, there you go, folks. There you go. That was the first listen of today's Say What soundbite. As I said, we'll hear it another 3 times, a total of 4 times, and then we'll analyze it on the 5th listen at the end of the show. But this is a very well-known person, as always. And, well, I want you to give me a little bit of background on what you heard. Okay, let me give it to you for a second time. Everybody write down what you hear.
7 days a week, I have more fun here working than anybody can have on a golf course or any sport you can name. Every minute here is something new, something keeps you alert because you're competing with the best brains in the United States.
All right, there you go, folks. That was the second listen of today's Say What soundbite. And it seems like we've got a message. Remember, guys, we now have a new initiative here on the show where you can send us a voice message and we can hear from you here on the show, and I can help you with your pronunciation. Also, it's a chance for you to share something with me and your fellow classmates. Now, many of you have participated already, so great job. We've also heard from former President Bill Clinton, and we've heard from Mafia. I mean, we've heard from a lot of different friends, shady characters from my past, but we're waiting to hear from you guys. If you'd like to send a message, keep it at around a minute. Do it in your best English, of course. And also you can send it, because that's the number one question. Where do I send it? It's aalonso@grupovon.com. And if you haven't participated yet, here's my question. What are you waiting for? You think we're going to laugh at you? Never, ever. I won't allow that in my class. Eso no lo permito. Oh, no, I've had students be like, that's it. And I'm like, you're laughing? How would you say this? And I'm like, okay, si habría, si hubiese. I'm like, okay, well, it's just easy to laugh at other people. That's the easiest thing in the world. In fact, it shows that you don't have too much intelligence if you go around laughing at other people, right? Burlan y más. If these people are trying to speak, they're trying to do it right, you know? So I never allow mocking, esto de burlarse, in my classes. We joke around all the time, of course. But you guys know that. You guys, I love the way you treat each other. You treat each other with utmost respect. And the word utmost is maxima. All right, well, let's see who sent us a message today.
Hi, thanks for calling the show with no name. I can't get to the phone right now, so please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, Alberto and Show with No Namers. This is Jaime speaking. I just want to send you guys a big shout out from El Puerto de Santa Maria, Cádiz. I highly recommend you visit Cádiz these days. Carnival is coming. Well, I hope you have a great day. Bye.
All right, short and sweet, but great job, Jaime, your classmate, Jaime. And call it a coincidence, if you will, but Jaime is also the first person to participate in our Say What soundbite. So, Jaime, today's your day, buddy. You sounded great. Your personality came through. No, relució tu personalidad. You seem like the kind of person you'd want to have a beer with or a coffee. It was natural. You said, hey, this is Jaime speaking. Te identificas. I always do that. Well, a no ser que no conozco el número, right? Alberto speaking. So then, is Alberto? Nos saltamos dos pasos ahí, right? What else? Cádiz. Sure. Is anybody else in? Let's do this. Oh, yeah. Cádiz? Of course. I love that place. What else? Carnival. Yeah. And especially during this special holiday down there. Just be careful, Jaime. There was just one little pronunciation tweak there. You said great and it's great, right? Just be careful with how you pronounce the word great. But all in all, you did a great job. All right. And Jaime says a golf player, this is analyzing our Say What soundbite. A golf player is giving instructions to a crowd about his routine. Okay, interesting. Interesting that you think it's a golf player or a golfer. Interesting, Jaime. And great job again. Monse, let's see what she heard. Monse says that was a happy American man explaining how he has more fun working with some of the greatest minds in the U.S. than playing sports or doing any other thing. Lucky guy. Monse, spot on. Spot on. Jaime, Monse says, hi, nice to hear from you, Jaime. Kubla says, way to go, Jaime. Que bien, Jaime. Buen trabajo. Laura says, great job, Jaime. Short and sweet. The carnival celebrations there sound amazing. Cris Valrol says, bravo, Jaime. I'm dying to go to Cádiz. See what you did there? You opened up a can of worms, Jaime. Abriste la caja de Pandora. We say de lombrices. We say Pandora's box too. But you opened up, because now we're all like, okay, where are we staying at your house? Do you have space? I don't mind. I just need a little corner. That's all. And a place to charge my phone. And yeah, that's it. And permission from what I call the planning committee. Muchas veces. The other day I was talking to Rob Grams about getting together. And he goes, how's Wednesday? And I said, let me talk to the planning committee. Déjame hablar con el comité de planificación. All right, let's see. Kubla taking a stab at our Say What soundbite. Let's see what you heard. He says it sounded like a non-English speaking native speaking about, a non-English speaking native. It's a little bit confusing there. So it sounded like a non-English speaking native of the United States, but he doesn't speak. I'm a little bit confused there on what you meant, Kubla. Speaking about how fun it was to be a part of a specific sporting event. He added he dug competing with his friends on the golf course. Well, Kubla, I'll tell you what, it's kind of the exact opposite. But you heard key words. You just missed one key word because he's kind of saying the opposite of all of that. So awesome stuff, guys. Either way, you can't be wrong in this section. It's your observations, right? So excellent job to all of you. And Jaime says, aún tengo la piel de gallina. And you have goosebumps. We call them goosebumps in English. All right. Well, we've got a lot to do, my amigos. So let's see where we are in our show. We just looked at our Say What soundbite twice. Oh, I know what we have to do. We have to take a look at today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, amigos. It is our Spelling Bee only on the Show with No Name. Oh, also, guys, if you want to get the episode of Show with No Name where we hear your voice, like Jaime, if you want today's show, you can download it on iVox, Apple Podcasts. So just remember the day that you participated and then take a look at that show, and you can keep that. It's a nice little audio clip to have when you participated on the Show with No Name. All right, speaking of participation, Laura wants to participate in our Say What soundbite. Let's see what Laura had to say. Laura says, I heard an American man saying that he has much more fun working in a certain place and competing with the best minds in the United States than competing on the golf course. Laura, I couldn't have said it better myself. You said it all, and clearly, and excellent job. All right, well, before we look at our spelling bee, I wanted to give you the 7 wonders as well. We said the only one that's still standing, it's still standing taller than it's ever been, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. The first one, the Great Pyramid of Giza. The second one, the Colossus of Rhodes. Again, you can hear more about each one in the FYI episode. The Lighthouse of Alexandria, Faro, palabra lógica. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Mausoleum, okay. The Temple of Artemis, seguro que os suena, pero de otra pronunciación, right? The Statue of Zeus, you say Theos, we say Zeus. The Statue of Zeus at Olympia, okay. And the last one, which is debated, as some of them are, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Those are your 7 wonders. All right, let's kick off our spelling bee. Well, let's wait. We got one more comment in our Say What soundbite, and then we'll do our spelling bee. This is our buddy Jay Lima, and he says, I heard an American man saying that he has had a great time at his workplace, and he let his colleges, I think you mean colleagues, he let his colleagues know that they are working with the best brains of the United States. All right, well, great job, everybody. But now we're going to look at our spelling bee. I am going to fly through these words, and hopefully somebody will be able to get them on the first go. This is round 1. The first word is INFATUATED. The second word is PASSIONATE. The third one is THOUGHTFUL. The fourth one is ENAMOURED. The fifth one is INTIMACY. And the last one is FONDNESS. I told you I was going fast. Damn, I didn't think you were going that fast, Alberto. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Kubla says, as I hail from Lugo, I've walked the world's oldest intact Roman wall, not included on the wonder list yet. Well, I don't know if you listened to the episode, but I talked about that. I didn't mention the wall in Lugo, which I've also walked. I was at a conference called In Lugo. It was pretty cool. They picked us up in limousines, nice official cars and stuff. And they brought us out to eat really well. And I remember walking that Roman wall. But what I said in the episode is, I mean, there are wonders all over Spain, all over Italy, all over France, just waiting to be rediscovered. So even if it's not on a list, Madrid is full of wonders. Think about, what is it called? Murcia. Everybody laughs at Murcia. Murcia. Murcia has a fucking amphitheater. Okay? Like anywhere in the United States, that would be like a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You understand? So it is here, obviously. But you guys are lucky. You guys are really lucky here in Spain because you got, the aqueduct in Segovia. Hello. Just the sheer size, el mero tamaño. So listen to the episode. I think you guys will like it because, as I said, make your own list. A local list. Why not? You don't have to limit it to 7. There's a reason, and you'll find out why in the episode. Let's see. Jay says, I'm currently in Cádiz visiting some relatives, by the way. Well, there you go. Maybe you can meet up with one of your classmates. All right, let's see. Kubla taking a stab at today's spelling bee. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, he nailed it. Nice job, Kubla. Great job. Really tough, too. Bastante difícil. Yeah, I flew, guys. I really did fly through it. In fact, as I look down the list here, I think Kubla is the only one, it seems, the only one who got it on the first go. Now, lucky enough for you guys, you get a second go. Wait, hold the phone. There's Chris Valrol. It looks right, too. So Kubla and Chris Valrol got it on round one. Let's see if you can join them on round two. The first word is, I'm going to be nice. Me voy a portar bien. INF. ATU. ATED. The next one is PASSIONATE. The third one is THOUGHTFUL. The fourth one is ENAMOURED. The fifth one is INTIMACY. And the sixth one is FONDNESS. All right, those are your words. They're all words that have to do with love, because today is Valentine's Day. Remember, in English, we don't say Saint Valentine's Day. We just say Valentine's Day. As many of you said before, you said Happy Valentine's Day. For some reason, we don't. Now, St. Patrick's, which is coming up, ahí sí que decimos Happy St. Patrick's Day. But for Valentine's, it's just Happy Valentine's Day. And by the way, there are FYI episodes. I just re-released them on Valentine's Day. So you can learn a little bit about the history of the holiday. You can learn some idiomatic expressions that have to do with love. All you need is love. Do, 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 do. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Well, love and a little bit of food, a little bit of some money, right? All right, let's take a look. I wish, right? That would be great. Nah, I got love. I don't need an umbrella in the rain. Really? Well, it helps. Ayuda algo. Okay, let's take a look at these words. The first word is to be infatuated. Okay, and this is a word that has this TU in the center, which, as we know, sounds like a CH. Estoy amando locamente. Isn't that a song? Well, that means I'm infatuated with you. O sea, si lo traducimos. So obsessively, there are different levels, as you guys know, of everything. Love, even love. And if you're infatuated, it's like encaprichado, locamente enamorado. So that's not always I think he's infatuated with you. Like again, context is everything. And the noun, infatuation. Is this a question of love or infatuation? Right? You know, that you're just, totally head over heels, que es una expresión. Lo vemos en el capítulo de Valentine's Day. It's a song by Tears for Fears. Something happens and I'm head over heels. The second word is passionate. I took this one because of the pronunciation. It's not eight, aunque al final pone comí, A-T-E, se pronuncia it, como eso, passionate. So if you have a lot of passion, you are a passionate person. And in Spanish, it's apasionado, evidentemente. The next one we looked at the other day, I said that you guys always send me gifts. It's unbelievable. I get gifts from you guys all the time. I get amazing messages from you guys. And I always say the same thing. It's very thoughtful of you. Muy detallista, ¿no? Has tenido el detalle. Thoughtful. The next one may sound familiar. He's enamored. ¿Te suena? Enamorado. Being enamored is estar enamorado es vivir con el corazón desnudo, living with a naked heart. Being enamored is, so enamorada, they enamored the audience. Sound familiar, right? There are two spellings. The UK one is O-U-R, enamor, and the American one is sin la U, okay? Enamored. We were enamored by their performance, by their, by their actions, whatever. The next one is intimacy. And this is another one. Intimacy is the noun, intimidad, I think you say. Intimacy. Y esta es otra que tiene el eight, que no es eight. Escucha, intimate. So, he's passionate. Di esto conmigo, por favor, en voz alta, así lo practicamos. He's passionate, and this is an intimate gig. Un bolo muy íntimo, right? Intimate. Intimacy is the noun, and intimate is the adjective. El eight ese muchas veces, como estamos viendo, es it. And the next one is fondness. Fondness. Because if you are fond of somebody, realmente le tienes cariño. So fondness, estoy pensando cómo se traduciría esto. Cariño. So if you're fond of somebody, le tienes cariño, that's fondness. He has a certain fondness towards her, hacia ella. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. Unbelievable. We've got a winner in today's Say What soundbite. Please give it up for Nihad. Wow, Nihad. Wonderful job. In fact, all of you are doing a marvelous job today. The good news is we've got so much stuff to do in the second half of today's show. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with tons more Show with No Name. If I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. Don't forget, you got amazing programs all afternoon here on Vaughn Radio. That's right, amigos. You know it. So much to do in the second half of today's show. We've got homophones. We've got to listen to our Say What soundbite again. We've got Name That Movie. We've got Double Trouble and so much more. Also, remember, if you haven't left us a message yet, what are you waiting for? Jaime, Chris, Kubla, Anix, Monse, Laura. I think that's all of you. You guys have sent me messages. The rest of you, I hear what I hear after my jokes. Crickets, grillos. I don't know what you're waiting for. This is a perfect opportunity to work on your pronunciation, to work on speaking. I can help you. All you have to do is send us a message. Keep it under a minute and share something with us. This way, every time it can be different. Hey, it's blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to tell you guys a joke. Just wanted to tell you guys an expression I learned. Or I did really well on my exam. Or this is a funny little anecdote. Guys, whatever you want to tell us, you can send us that 1-minute voice message over to alonso@grupovon.com. And as you can see, it's working pretty well because we've gotten to hear from some of our amazing students. We're just waiting to hear from you guys. All right, it's time for today's Homophones.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, folks. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And this is a section where you have to pronounce the words aloud to make sure you're pronouncing them correctly. And by the way, if you haven't tried it out, you can do that now with Alexa, with Amazon's Alexa and Vaughn. Ahora puedes aprender inglés con Vaughan y Alexa de Amazon. Solo tienes que decir:
Alexa, quiero aprender inglés.
Bienvenido a Aprende Idiomas con Alexa. Hoy vas a poder aprender lecciones de inglés nivel iniciación con Alexa en colaboración con Vaughan. Podrás aprender desde nuevo vocabulario a pronunciación y mucho más. Cada lección contiene secciones de práctica y de preguntas. Empecemos. Veamos ahora 5 actividades con el verbo ir.
To go.
Ir al gimnasio es.
To go to the gym.
La G de
Gym.
suena casi como una H.
To go to the gym.
Dilo tú.
To go to the gym.
Correcto.
Eso es. Practica inglés con Vaughan y con Alexa de Amazon. Acuérdate, solo tienes que decir:
Alexa, quiero aprender inglés.
esto sí que es un...
Buen comienzo. Te toca.
That's right, amigos. Your turn. All you have to do is say the magic words, and Bob's your uncle. Y voila. Y nada más. Y listo. And Bob's your uncle. All right. I'm going to give you 2 words now that you're going to tell me in English, and then you're going to tell me if these words sound exactly the same or not. The first word is a word I've heard mispronounced a lot. A lot. But I mean a lot. Okay? And that word is curso. Voy a hacer un curso de cocina, un curso de inglés. Okay, I have heard this word. If I had a nickel, 5 céntimos, for every time I've heard somebody mispronounce this word, I would be rich. Okay. The first word again is curso. Okay. It's also trayectoria también. Es asignatura, curso, materia. What else? Yeah, I think those are some of the main uses of it. Okay. The second word is a word that means áspero, grueso. So maybe if we're talking about a tiger's tongue, la lengua de un tigre, right? Also, it can be used to describe dirty language. So rudo, grosero, right? And also, we use it to say sal gorda. Sal gorda? That would be in that expression too. So it's interesting because both words have a couple different uses, and we're going to take a look at those. Let's see what you guys came up with. But first, let's listen to our Say What soundbite for the third time. Nihad has gotten it already, but I hope you guys will be able to join him. Here we go.
7 days a week, I have more fun here working than anybody can have on a golf course or any sport you can name me. Every minute here is something new, something keeps you alert, because you're competing with the best brains in the United States.
All right, there you go, folks. That was the third listen. You're going to hear that one more time in the fourth and final part of today's show. But we need to take a look at your homophones right now. I see we've got a few people participating. The first person to take a stab at it is Kubla. And Kubla, those are the correct words. I wouldn't expect anything less. Great job. And you say they sound alike. All right. Laura says the two words are and mm. And yes, Laura, again, as expected, you got the words. And you agree with Kubla. You both say that these words sound exactly the same. Okay. Well, then if I say one of them right now, you won't be able to know which one I'm saying, right? Is that what we're saying? Okay. Let's see. Anybody else? Jay Lima. The words are and they're homophones. So that's 3 for 3. And I'm talking about 3 super show with no namers there who are telling me these words sound the same. So then why is it that I always hear the first word mispronounced? Well, it's like I always tell you guys, when you have time to think about it, of course, it's easier. But when you're in the middle of a conversation, a lo mejor te sale mal pronunciada. So one thing is, in the real world, entre paréntesis, and another thing is, when you have some time, espera un segundo. I say, sí, okay, no. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. Chris Valrol says they're homophones as well. So that settles that. If all of my super students are telling me these are homophones, they have to be. It seems like you guys took at least one English course. Of course. There was a show about a talking horse when my mom was a kid, and the show was called Mr. Ed. A horse is a horse, of course, unless that horse is, of course. I forget the lyrics, but the lyrics of the opening lyrics of the show were, a horse is a horse, of course, and nobody can talk to a horse, of course. It's a classic, and you can see that those two words in action. Course. Okay. Course. C-O. Now, why did I tell you I always hear it mispronounced? Well, I've heard people a million times say course. They want to say the O-U. No sé por qué. Bueno, porque está ahí, lo quieren decir. So just be careful. You don't say of course. It's or. Like either or. Uno o el otro. Or. Course. So I'm taking a cooking course. Okay. I'm taking an English course. Say it with me. It's really important that you repeat these words aloud. Course. All right. And the second word is coarse. So that tiger's tongue was coarse when it licked me. Of course it was. Do they sound the same? Absolutely. And this second one also means, are you ready for this? Rudo, grosero. I would appreciate if you didn't use coarse language in my class. Okay, coarse, coarse. Could you pass me the coarse salt? Right? Can you pass me the coarse salt? So they sound exactly the same. Also, guys, I want a round of applause for Laura. Super Laura. Figuring out the Say What soundbite. Great job to our amigos, Nihad and Laura. It's definitely one of the harder sections on our show. The spelling bee, also the double trouble can be difficult at times as well. All right, what do we have to do? I've got to give you guys, I gave you the Say What soundbite for the third time, so you know what time it is. Name that movie. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie only on the Show with No Name. I hope you guys are ready and you're ready to go to your seats. You got your popcorn. You went to the, you made a little pit stop, una parada técnica in the bathroom, and you're ready to catch a flick. Let's see if you recognize today's flick that I've chosen for you. A film noir. Film noir. Película negra, film noir, francés de estas artísticas. A film noir taking place in a train terminal at night. Add 2 male assassins, a female assassin, waitress, teacher, janitor, and crime boss. Add revenge. Who says mystery is a lost art? All right, so something about a train station, right? A train terminal. A film noir taking place in a train terminal at night, por la noche. Add 2 male assassins, dos asesinos machos, hombres, right? A female assassin, hembra. A waitress, you can say a waiter for male, a waitress for female, or server works for either one, okay? A teacher, a janitor, and a janitor is usually the person who cleans the school, or it could be not just the school, but like a museum, not somebody who comes to clean your house. That would be a housekeeper. I'm talking about somebody who cleans big buildings, institutional buildings usually, and that is the janitors. It's janitorial services. And a crime boss, un capo. ¿No? Un jefe mafioso. Add revenge. Pon una pizca de revenge, venganza. Remember, the word is vengeful. If you seek revenge, if you're somebody who wants to get revenge on somebody, you are a vengeful person. And then they ask the question, who says mystery is a lost art? ¿Quién ha dicho que el misterio es un arte perdido? And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner, Jay Lima. Nice job, Jay Lima. The movie is called Terminal, not The Terminal. Very different. The Terminal stars Tom Hanks. We've looked at that movie here. This one is just Terminal without the definite article. And, well, terminal because it's where a train goes, right? A train terminal. The movie came out in the year 2018, so it's not too old. It's a pretty recent movie. And it stars, protagonizado por, it stars Margot Robbie and Simon Pegg. Okay, Margot Robbie and Simon Pegg. Oh, and the word peg, aunque él lo escribe su nombre con 2 Gs, a peg es una pinza, un gancho, una varilla de madera, right? But we use it more often to say, I've got you pegged, all right? or they tried to peg me as a tal. Me intentaron identificar como tal. So I think we've looked at this word before. It's a very common name too because it's short for Peggy, but peg is a word. Also, you can say, hey man, you're getting a little bit too cocky, un poco arrogante. We're going to knock you down a peg. Te vamos a rebajar un peldaño might be a good way to say that. P-E-G, one of those short words that's juicy, jugoso. So let's take a look then at the scene. Also, only one cinema, as they call it in England, we call it a movie theater. Only one cinema in the entire United Kingdom showed the film during the opening week following its release. So it had a very limited release. I mean, that was the whole idea behind it. It was supposed to be film noir, not this mass-produced Hollywood stuff. But if you look at the budget, I'm sure it was a Hollywood-style production. And there's a copy, un ejemplar, una copia, we call it. There's a copy of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. You call it Alicia y el País de los Maravillas? Is that what you call it? Hey, interesting. We were talking about the Seven Wonders. Well, Wonderland. And it plays a prominent role in the film, this story, the original story. It's an anthology where it tells Alice's adventures in Wonderland, and it also draws from, it draws from the sequel, which is Through the Looking Glass. And throughout the movie, you'll see a lot of winks, muchos guiños, a lot of nods to the original movie. The strip club, there's a strip club in this movie. By the way, the word strip, desnudarse. There's a strip club in the movie, and the strip club is themed around the White Rabbit character from the book. I don't know if you guys know the story. In the States, it's a classic tale. I know you know it, but I don't know how popular it is here in Spain. But the White Rabbit, and we talk about being mad as a hatter, más loco que uno que hace las gorras, and that's from there. Also because they say mad no es enfadado en este caso, es loco. And mad, the guys who made hats, they use this like poison around the brim of the hat. So they would go mad, se volvían locos. So mad as a hatter. Okay, very common expression. And again, mad can be angry or it can be crazy, but you'll know from the context if you're paying attention. This movie also featured Mike Myers' comeback, so to speak. Mike Myers, the guy who played Austin Powers, his comeback, su remontada, su vuelta in live action features since he was in Inglourious Bastards, and that was 2009. So almost 10 years that he was on hiatus. The word hiatus, un descanso, a break. We usually call it a hiatus when we're talking about work. He's taking a hiatus, right? Good word. Difficult to say, though. Hiatus. What else? They also have winks or nods to George Orwell's classic novel, 1984. So if you like those winks, I have to be honest, I'm a huge fan of winks and nods, but I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I saw it when it came out, but I don't really remember it too much now because, well, my memory is a little bit foggy. I got to be honest. Also, guys, another round of applause. Kubla, our third student to nail the Say What soundbite. Great, great job. Jay Lima says, peg is something women use to feel happy also. See, I have no idea, Jay Lima. Hey, well, hey, I'm sure it makes sense. A little peg. I'll take your word for it. Chris says, I haven't watched it. I like the cast. Well, yeah, the cast is absolutely great. Simon Pegg, you might know Simon. Well, I'm sure you all know Margot Robbie. She's just been huge recently, but also Simon Pegg He was in Star Wars, The Force Awakens. But more importantly, I think where everybody discovered his work was in the films he co-wrote and starred in. O sea, es que era guionista. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. But he's been in so many things. Ice Age, Collision Course, The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Okay, so a lot of stuff. He is definitely, as you said, Chris, what a cast. Two amazing actors with a lot of credits under their belt. And under their belt is en su haber, I think is the way you say that in Spanish. Let's take a look at the scene I've chosen from the movie Terminal. These are the first lines from the movie. Okay, let's get some sound effects in there. Annie is narrating. Vamos a pronunciar esa juntos. Narrating. Narrando. Narrating. She says, there is a place like no other on earth. Hay un sitio como ninguno en esta tierra. A land full of wonder. Esta palabra lo estamos viendo mucho hoy. Just be careful. Don't mix it with wander. Wander, deambular. Wonder, suena como uno. Es preguntarse. Maravillar, maravilla. So a land full of wonder, mystery, and danger. And careful with the word mystery. Everybody pronounces it right, but I've seen a lot of students intentar escribir esto con I latina. En inglés no lleva I latina, solo Y. La primera y la segunda. So full of wonder, mystery, and danger. Some say to survive it, you need to be as mad as a hatter. Y ahí tenemos la expresión que acabamos de ver. And there's another reference to Alice. Iba a decir Alice in Chains, el grupo. Alice in Wonderland. Some say to survive it, you need to be as mad as a hatter. Which, luckily, por suerte, vamos a decir esta. Luckily. Okay? Luckily. I don't ever hear my students use that word, and we use it pretty often. Luckily, I have an extra bottle of water for you. No? Por suerte. Luckily, I am. Lo soy. And Bonnie is in a confessional. You know, in the Catholic Church, you had to go to confession, and you would confess. I wasn't brought up Catholic. I was brought up Baptist. Same religion, Christianity, Cristianismo, but without all the rituals, you know, more singing and, you know, worship, alabar, without the, okay, sit, stand, everybody up. You know, I get lost. I got to be honest, at the Catholic Church, sometimes I'm like, now on my knees, oh my God, I can't keep up. And for a lot of people, I think when I look around, it just seems automatic. It seems like they're just doing it. You know, it reminds me of when we did the Pledge of Allegiance when we were kids to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And what happens? You repeat it so many times, you don't even know what you're saying. So there's a certain danger of getting, you know, to that point where you're like, oh yeah, right. Did you just say what I think you said? Right? So she says, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Now, bless me is bendígame, right? But also if I sneeze, which is quite possible today, you could say bless you or God bless you, que es Jesús. I remember the first time somebody told me that in Spanish, they say, Jesús. I go, no, Alberto. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. He pecado. I have sinned. And the man says, easy, sweetheart. Tranquila. Cariño. And Bonnie lights up. Se reluce, enciende, se ilumina. She lights up. Light, lit, irregular verb. Right? So the Christmas tree was lit up, not light up or lighted. It was lit up. Light, lit. So she lights up. After that, she's all lit up, para usarlo en contexto. And the man says, I don't think you're supposed... Oh, no, lights up. ¿Ves el contexto? Yo pensé que se ponía, se iluminaba, ¿no? Relucía. But no, she lights up a cigarette. ¿Ves? Lights up. I don't think you're supposed to smoke in here. ¿Cómo lo sabemos? From the final, from the follow-up line. I don't think you're supposed to smoke in here. Creo que no deberías fumar, o se supone que no deberías fumar aquí. And then Bonnie looks at him very sarcastically and says, I guess I've sinned again then, pues supongo que he pecado otra vez. So there you go, folks. The movie is called Terminal, not to be confused with The Terminal. We're going to our last commercial break, my amigos. I can't believe it. We've got so much to do in the fourth and final part of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget, you got amazing shows all day long. Right after today's show, you've got Ximena Holiday and her program Test Your English, where you can, you guessed it, test your English. After that, you got Rob and Andy in the Lunchtime Show, followed by Tosh Pasqua and her program Back to Basics. Don't miss Jules Linares and Let's Get Random. Also Guy Williams, Western Civilization. David Boys and The Salad. And Kyle Miller's Drive Time. Those are just some of the programs you can catch here on Vaughn Radio. Oh, and the Pro Bow Show. That's Rob's morning show. It's totally native. Don't forget, folks, download our free app, and this way you can participate with your friends at Vaughn Radio, your friends and your teachers. And if you can't tune in live, you can get us wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, iVox, Apple Podcasts. And make sure you follow my self-produced podcast, FYI, for your English, where you'll learn so much more than merely English. So many free resources. If you want more info, grupovaughn.com. That's right, grupovaughn.com for more info. And if you're looking for materials, it's vaughntienda.com. Right now, it's time for today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double, double trouble. I said double, double trouble. Double, double trouble. I said triple, triple trouble. Triple trouble. Triple trouble. You heard correctly. It's triple trouble today. Why? Because you can handle it. I know you guys can handle it. You can handle everything I throw your way. So here we go with today's triple trouble. Good luck. You have to use the same word 3 times. So good luck. No seas malo. Quiero decir que la temperatura media es de 20 grados. Okay? No seas malo. Also, you say, ¿cuál es? No seas tacaño, miserable, malo, infame. Okay? These are different ways to express that. We'll take a look at it in a moment. So, no seas malo. Quiero decir que la temperatura media es de 20 grados. All right? You have to use the same word 3 times in your triple trouble. Also, I'm going to give you guys the Say What soundbite for the 4th and final time. Write this down, and then at the end, we'll go over who it is and what this person is saying and all that jazz. Here we go.
7 days a week, I have more fun here working than anybody can have on a golf course or any sport you can name me. Every minute here is something new, something keeps you alert because you're competing with the best brains in the United States.
All right. There you go, folks. There you go. You're not going to hear that again. So, well, you will, but you won't have another chance to jot it down. 3 of our students have already figured it out. So wonderful job to you guys. In fact, a round of applause for all of you, including those of you who are not with us live. Thank you for choosing to learn English with the Show with No Name and with Vaughn Radio, with FYI. As I always tell you guys, if you share it, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a little challenge for you. If you share, I don't care if you have 3 followers. It's not about that. If you share a post on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and you mention me, I'll give you a free gift. I'll give you some bonus stuff. But of course, you gotta say something, make it look good, right? I love listening to Vaughn Radio. Remember, what we're trying to do is motivate other people to listen to Vaughn Radio as well, and not just listen, but to participate. So if you'd like to, of course, I'll send you a little something if you'd like to spread the word on your social media, and you can show me. I think the easiest way is mention me. A lot of you guys do it already, but a lot of you guys tell me, we love the show, we love it. And I say, you're telling me, and that's good. I like it, but you got to tell the rest of the world to spread the word. So thank you for being our greatest ambassadors. Let's see. Christina says, my password on my work PC is Drive Time Show. Please don't tell us your password. I think that's cool, though. All right, let's see. Laura taking a stab at the triple trouble. She says, don't be mean. I mean, the mean temperature is 20 degrees. Awesome job, Laura. Wow. That was fast, and it's perfect. Laura, that's you. That just defined you. You're fast and you're efficient. You do it quickly and you do it right, which, as you know, that second part is even more important, at least to me as your teacher. I would prefer you got it a little bit later than got it right. But Laura, she never sacrifices one thing for the other. Laura's like, no, I'm going to do it fast, but it's also going to be perfect. And Laura, once again, proving why you are one of our super students. So don't be mean. Why are you so mean? We use that word a lot in English. Mean. He's very mean. He's not nice. Think about it this way. The opposite of mean is nice. He's a really nice guy. He opens the door for you. He's polite, Somebody who's mean is, on the other hand, cabrón, somebody who's not really nice. So you said, don't be mean. I mean, quiero decir, that the mean temperature is 20 degrees. So mean, malo. I mean, quiero decir. And the mean is the same as saying the average. ¿Qué pasa? Pues la gente lo pronuncia mucho más fácil, mis alumnos. Because I always hear people say average. It's average. It's average, age, como bridge. So, si te cuesta, di mean. Una forma de practicarlo. What is the mean temperature where you live? The mean yearly temperature. I think in Almería, it's like 23 degrees. Wow, that's beautiful. Celsius, obviously. I have to always change degrees if I'm talking to my American friends or to my Spanish students, because if I say it in Fahrenheit, they'll be like, oh my God, you guys are dying over there. No. Different scale. All right, I see Jay Lima, Chris Valrol as well. Excellent job. Excellent job to each and every one of you. And just be aware that that verb mean is an irregular verb. What I meant was, lo que quise decir es, so mean meant. Cambia, no es meant, it's meant, aunque solo es añadir una T. That's not what I meant. Eso no es lo que yo quise decir. And we have an expression, say what you mean. Di lo que quieres decir de verdad. No andas con rodeos. Say what you mean. And Cat Stevens, one of my favorite songwriters, has a line. He says, say what you mean and mean what you say. So say what you mean. Di lo que quieres decir de verdad and mean what you say. Y cuando lo dices, dilo en serio. It's a beautiful play on words. All right, my amigos, you know it. We got our double trouble down. So let's move on to a reward for all of you for your hard work. It's time for your joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking. And before we take a look at the You're Joking section, a couple comments really quickly. Jay Lima says he's also, Simon Pegg, he's referring to, is also in the Mission Impossible movies. Oh, yeah, how could I forget? Simon Pegg. Well, I guess you had him pegged. Le tenías fichado. Okay, all right, I'll stop. Let's see. Laura, she says, thank you, AA. You made my day. Well, you know me, Laura. I'm not one to give compliments for no reason, right? So great work. Jay Lima says, AA, you don't know how many people have discovered you through this humble buddy, me. You, Dwayne Johnson. I mean, you rock. Jay Lima, I love it. Playing with words. That's something we do here in the joking section. So let's see if you guys get today's jokes. Today we're going to look at some pickup lines. Do you know what these are? These are, I think you call frases para ligar, but they never really work. Do you know what I mean? Those ones, like, I'll give you one of the classic ones. Do your feet hurt? ¿Te duelen los pies? Because you've been running through my mind all day. And then you get slapped. Entonces te da un guantazo. So use these at your own risk. I always prefer a more natural approach when I was single, obviously. I used to be like, hey, how's it going? Do you know what time this place? I would always go for more here and now. Something that we can all look. Is that, if they're going to put the game, whatever. But I don't know. They never work for me, those cheesy pickup lines. But I love it. It makes sense. It's playing with words in the end. Do your feet hurt? Porque lo dices todo serio. You got to play the role. And like you walk up, excuse me, do your feet hurt? No, not really. Well, that's weird because you've been running through my mind all day. Again, I've never had much success using these, but maybe you guys will. I figured since it's Valentine's Day, we could take a look at some pickup lines. Here's one. Are you French? And to pick up is ligar. So pickup lines make sense. Are you French? You sure? because I really... No, ya estoy cambiando la frase. Let me start again. Es que si meto el really ya no funciona. Yo improvisando. Stick to the script. Cíñete al guión, Alberto. Are you French? Because I fell for you. Are you French? Because I fell. Eiffel, La Torre Eiffel, Eiffel Tower. I fell. Oh, by the way, there's a good episode too. There's an episode on the Eiffel Tower. I've got an episode of FYI on the Eiffel Tower. I've got Valentine's Day, the 7 Wonders. And what do you want? Donuts coming soon. So are you French? Because I fell for you. Caí, me enamoré de ti. To fall for someone es enamorarte de ellos. To fall for something es caer en una trampa. So again, let's put them in context. I can't believe you fell for that. It's the oldest trick in the book. No creo que caíste. Eso es el más antiguo que whatever, el copón, whatever you say. It's the oldest trick in the book. I can't believe you fell for that. Man, you're in love, huh? You're really starting to fall for her. Estás cayendo. So are you French? Because I fell for you. Now, again, we don't pronounce his name I fell. We pronounce it Eiffel, but I think everybody got the joke. So his name, you say Eiffel, we say Eiffel. I guess we should ask the French, huh? We call it the Eiffel Tower. All right, well, you know what? You must be a broom. Yeah, a broom, una escoba. Yeah, well, because you swept me off my feet. To sweep somebody off their feet. Let me see if I can find the expression here. To sweep off the... Caer a los pies de alguien. So you swept me off my feet means you made me fall in love with you. Me barriste los pies, we say literally. You get it now? So sweep, swept, swept es un verbo irregular. You get it? You must be a broom. Debería ser una escoba. Because you swept me off my feet. Me enamoraste. All right, let's see. Laura's got one. Here's one in Spanish that you can tell your wife. Tu madre debe ser pastelera, porque un bombón como tú no lo fabrica cualquiera. Nice one. Same idea, Laura. All right, I've got another one. Do you have a map? ¿Tienes un plano, un mapa? Do you have a map? No? Well, it's just because I just got lost in your eyes. Do you have a map? No, because nobody carries a map. And then she's going to say no. And that's like, because I just got lost. Me perdí en tus ojos. Monse says, do you believe in love at first sight? Or do I have to walk by again? Muy buena, eh? That's a classic, Monse. You can tell Monse watches a lot of series. So yeah, love at first sight. Amor a flechazos. Great job, ladies. All right, last one. And this is true, by the way. I didn't plan this. Yesterday, when I was preparing the script, I was feeling okay. And today, well, as I explained at the beginning of the show, I'm a little off. You know this expression? To be off. No estoy al 100%. Right? I'm a little bit off. Piensa off target. No doy a la diana hoy. No estoy al 100%. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit off today. Would you like to turn me on? Estoy un poco descolocado. No estoy al 100%. I'm feeling a little off today. Would you like to turn me on? Apagado. Bueno, ser apagado también. I'm feeling a little off today. Would you like to turn me on? Encenderme. To turn me on. Ponerme. So, oh man, that really turned me on. Me puso? Is that how you would translate that? And we have an expression too when somebody's explained something to you and we say, hey, whatever turns you on. Lo que te ponga a ti. Lo que te mole. Right? Whatever turns you on. Another way to say it is whatever floats your boat. And Monse says, I heard the Tennessee one 1,000,000 times in a series. Well, that's excellent. Monse, oh, there it is. Monse says, are you from Tennessee? because you're the only 10 I see. I missed that one. All right, all right. And let's see, anybody else? Laura. Well, you gave me one to use in Spanish, so that's great. I will definitely use it. These are pickup lines. I use them more now joking, but they've never really worked for me. For me, sincerity is the way to go, baby. All right, well, let's move on because right now it's time for a celebration we call Famous Birthday Trivia.
One, two, three. Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name, and we're going to see who's celebrating a birthday today. Oh, but wait, one more pickup line. Let's see. Kubla says, "You must be tired. Why? Because you've been running on my mind all day." Similar to the one that I gave you guys at the beginning. The only thing is, I would say running through my mind all day, right? And I used it a little bit different because the thing is, you must be tired. Then maybe she might say yes. So the question is, do your feet hurt? Because there she's gonna be like, no, why? Or maybe she'll say yes, but there it's like more of you catch her off guard. But same idea behind it. But just be careful. I would say you've been running through my mind all day, no? Dando vueltas en mi mente, recorriendo mi mente. All right, my amigos, here we go with today's famous birthdays. The first person is just like the motion under the moon. He's the sweetest the emotion that I get from you. Oh, give me your heart, make it real, or else forget about it. He did that song with Santana. The song is called Smooth, right? Not like something that's coarse. Áspero, lo vimos antes, coarse. It's called Smooth. It's a great song. But his group is called Matchbox 20. And I'm sure you're familiar with a lot of their songs. They had a lot of #1 hits, such as Real World, 3 a.m., Lonely No More, She's So Mean. We looked at the word mean in our triple trouble today. Es tan mala. She's so mean. #2, this guy was born in 1970, an English actor, director, and producer. He started with a show called Spaced on Channel 4 in England. I didn't see that show, but I discovered him, like most of the rest of the world, in Shaun of the Dead, 2004, Hot Fuzz, 2007, The World's End. He was also in the Mission Impossible series, as one of our amigos pointed out. He was in Ice Age as well, Star Trek, Star Wars. He's in all the Stars movies. Yeah, he was in Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Amanecer de los Dinosaurios. Ice Age, Collision Course. Vimos esa palabra también, course. Bueno, course es lo mismo que curso. So a collision course is, how do they say a collision course? Let's take a look at that one. Collision course. Oh, it wasn't. I love when it's not typing. That's my favorite. Collision course. Nada. Collision course. All right. Well, usually where you can drive, es un curso cerrado, no unas vías cerradas donde puedes chocar, where you can have a collision. And the last one in that series, the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. And we can learn something from all of the titles. Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Amanecer, Course, a collision course, and also Buck Wild, Loquísimo. All right. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, this person was an American trade union leader, probably one of the most famous crime bosses, because some would say that he was a legit guy, but many people knew that he had a lot of important friends. And nobody's ever found his body. He disappeared, and nobody's ever found his body. The last time he was seen was in 1975. Now, they generally accept that he was murdered by the mafia, the mob, because he had some connections there. And he was probably at one point in the United States the most powerful person in the country. And he was the head of the Teamsters Union, El Sindicato de los Camionistas, I think you say, the Teamsters Union. The movie The Irishman, Martin Scorsese's movie, which is based on the book I Heard You Paint Houses. Well, Al Pacino plays this guy's role. So just to give you an idea of how famous, the lore around this guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Chris Valrol. Also, Kubla as well. Number 1 is Rob Thomas. Number 2, Simon Pegg. And number 3, Jimmy Hoffa. Yeah, there's a lot of, you want to hear an interesting story, watch a documentary or read a book about Jimmy Hoffa, or watch that Scorsese movie. And this is him talking about how he doesn't follow the trends. He's a hard worker and he gets lost in his work and he doesn't feel the need to participate in sports and hobbies. So just give you an idea of what a hard worker Jimmy Hoffa was. And he goes, 7 days a week, I have more fun here working than anybody can have on a golf course. Lo paso mejor aquí que en cualquier golf course. Otra vez la palabra course sale por todos lados. Or any sport you can name me, o cualquier deporte que me puedas decir. Every minute here is something new. Cada minuto aquí es algo nuevo. Something keeps you alert. Algo te mantiene en alerta. Because you're competing with the best brains in the United States. So here he is, the famous disappeared Jimmy Hoffa.
7 days a week, I have more fun here working than anybody can have on a golf course or any sport you can name. Every minute here is something new, something keeps you alert, because you're competing with the best brains in the United States.
And folks, it's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Roberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
Thank you, folks, for another amazing show. It's been an absolute pleasure to spend this 2-hour period with you guys. Excellent job. Keep up the great work all day today with your amigos at Vaughn Radio. The song, I got to give it to you because we literally have 30 seconds. If You're Gone by birthday boy Rob Thomas. I want you guys to sing it with me. And thank you once again for being the greatest students a teacher could ask for. Thank you. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I'm wishing you guys lots of love, not just today, but every day. Take care of yourself and each other.
I think I've already lost you. I think you're already gone.